good day, Darlington County School District, and welcome back to another In the Know. And here we are at the end of November, and very soon we will be having our Thanksgiving break, and I know so many of you are looking forward to that. Time to be with family, time to be with friends, and it's Thanksgiving. And I always say it's a time to give thanks, and it's a time to give. And so I hope you will be finding those ways to give back to the community around you, whether it be within your school or in your school community outside over Thanksgiving. There's lots of great memories and lots of great traditions that we all have with our families and friends at this time. But remember, a lot of our students don't necessarily have that. And so any way we can find a way to bring them some joy during this time when they're out, I urge you to be able to assist with. Also, make sure to check around your building for folks that may not have family. They may be a long ways from home. They may be out of state. They may be out of the country. And so it's always a great idea to check for those that may not have a place to celebrate Thanksgiving and have that meal with. But I know it'll be a great time of rest, it'll be a great time of joy, and it'll be a great time of thanks and giving. The first item I have on my list for this week is we had a Board of Education meeting this past Monday. First item that we talked about, which is always a wonderful time for me, is student celebrations. And so we were able to celebrate our students with a perfect SC Ready math score as well as SC Ready science, and have those students acknowledged and celebrated with the board and with their family. And so it was great to have those students with us. We also had some athletic recognitions too. We had the North-South All-Star team. A couple of our Hartsville players were nominated for that, as well as a Shrine Bowl selection from Hartsville. So it's always great to have our students and families with us to be able to celebrate their accolades, because that's really what we're here for. I also had a chance, of course, to update the board on our strategic plan goal areas, which I'm doing every board meeting. Every month I'm giving updates of the 4 areas. Remember, that's student success, staff excellence, community engagement, and efficient use of resources. And of course, I always start off with our mission statement, which is to educate, empower, and prepare all for an ever-changing world. But you all are doing so many wonderful things in those strategic plan goal areas. Your principals are turning in items every month of examples of those. And so whether it be professional development that's going on in the building, or whether it be Dreambox trophies that are being handed out across the building for our math interventions that we're doing, whether it be, again, professional development for teachers that we're doing, or items that are taking place in the community where, for example, our Orange Frog Challenges, where you're demonstrating those in the community. And of course, efficient use of resources. One of our schools was talking about using Title I monies to give away books to their students so they have books to read at home. So again, thank you for all the efforts that you all are doing, staying focused on our strategic plan goal areas. We also had an update on the synthetic turf athletic fields that we have been talking about over the past few months. And so again, I had a chance to just update the board on the process with where we are about the future installation of synthetic turf athletic fields. Again, they're being put in place across the state, really across the country. And there's a lot of reasons for districts and schools moving to this. Of course, from a maintenance standpoint, there's not nearly the maintenance with an artificial turf field as there is with regular grass. but also just the consistency in the playing surface itself. So again, had a chance to update the board, and we're looking forward for more information in the near future on the synthetic turf athletic fields. We also had several policies that we had second reading for. They were just minor changes with position title changes in those, and so the board passed all of those particular second reading policies. And there were also several policies that we had for first reading. The first of those policies has to do with Gavin's Law. And so if you've heard about Gavin's Law, that was passed by the legislators this past summer. And it actually has to do with how the law looks at sextortion, and specifically the policy deals with what that looks like for our students and our staff. And so there's a staff policy and there's a student policy, and it discusses the legal ramifications for both adults and students for Gavin's Law. Once we have second reading, there'll be more information that we put out about how we're going to message this to our students, our staff, our parents, and our community as well. But very similar to Aaron's Law, where we have a policy in place for that, Gavin's Law will be coupled with it as we message this information out on a yearly basis. The other policy that we brought forth for first reading was actually a revision of one that we have for EpiPens, but the revision actually is to be able to have doctor's orders so we can have Narcan on our campuses. And so the revision just allows us to have doctor's orders, which is really coming through DHEC. But again, unfortunately, with the opioid crisis that we have going across the country, that many schools and districts are now including Narcan on the campuses in the unfortunate situation that it has to be utilized for a student or staff member. Also had several superintendent updates that I brought forth. And then we had executive session. And in executive session, there were two big things that came out of that. The first was the board finished my evaluation, my annual evaluation that we have, and I was very pleased and thankful for the evaluation that the board gave me for this past year. But more importantly, I was excited for you, because really the positive evaluation for me, while it's great, it really is a direct reflection of you and the work that you have done this past year and the improvement that our students have made because of that effort and work that you have done. So again, I'm just one person. There's only so many things that I can do, but you are doing incredible work. And I truly believe that that positive evaluation was directly related to all the work that you've done. So I thank you for that, but also I'm very grateful and thankful for being able to serve another year in the Darlington County School District and continue the great work that we are all doing together. And then the last item that came out of executive session was the board accepted my recommendation for a Christmas bonus. And so I know everybody is very excited about being able to have some extra money during the holidays, especially over the Christmas break. Again, that Christmas bonus is $1,000 for full-time employees and $500 for part-time employees. That will come via direct deposit, and that will actually be sent out before you leave for the Christmas holiday break. So again, Christmas bonus, $1,000 for full-time, $500 for part-time, and it will actually be sent out through direct deposit before you leave for our Christmas holiday break. Another item I'd like to mention is this week is actually American Education Week, and so I know many of our schools are celebrating this. Many of our community members are also chipping in to help our schools celebrate American Education Week. And again, this honors all of the positions that work in schools. And so it's teachers, it's principals, it's school counselors, bus drivers, custodians, again, just everybody that is associated with helping educate our students on a daily basis. Thank you all. Again, whether it be from operations and maintenance to technology to everybody that is in that school setting, it's a time to celebrate during American Education Week. Also last week was School Psychologist Day, and so I want to give a shout out to the Darlington County School District school psychologist. They do such a wonderful job for us, and they have many, many items on their lists every day as they serve our special needs populations and guide our teachers and our schools and our staff on how we can best serve our special needs students. So again, thank you, school psychologists. We also had our annual Christmas card contest. And so I am excited to announce Karis Wells from J.L. Kane Elementary School was the winner of our annual Christmas card contest. And so we will take Karis's art that she submitted. It will be developed into Christmas cards, and those will be available for board members to be able to send out, as well as the district office to send out. But of course, this information will be all over social media, our web page, and I'm certain that J.L. Kane is celebrating Karis Wells as the winner of our holiday art contest. Karis's teacher is Timothy Green, and he will actually receive $100 for art supplies for his class and his students as well. So, Mr. Green, job well done with Karis in your class. We still have one of our Darlington County School District football teams in the playoffs, the football playoffs. And so Lamar High School, the Silver Foxes, are carrying the torch for Darlington County School District this coming Friday. They are playing Johnsonville at home, and we wish the Silver Foxes all the best and would love to see them bring home the victory. And of course, if they do bring home the victory, they will be in the lower state finals. So we're looking forward to that game on Friday. And speaking of football and Thanksgiving, you know, over the Thanksgiving weekend, there tends to be a football game that is played in the state of South Carolina that I think has to do with Clemson University and the University of South Carolina. And so I think most of you know my allegiance to where I stand in that particular game, but it's also a fun time for all of us as the state rivalry between the Tigers and the Gamecocks will be played over Thanksgiving weekend. Of course, it's on TV, and I know many of you all may be attending that game as well. So I wish for a very safe, competitive football game, and of course that my Tigers bring home the win. And the last thing I have on my list is, again, indicative of the time of year. We do have testing that's coming upon us in December. So before we leave for our holiday break, we actually have MAP testing that will be going on. The window opens the first week of December and goes through when we get back in January. And of course, our high school and some of our high school end of course testing will be taking place for first semester. So one of the benefits of the calendar that we are currently on is that we are able to finish the semester exams before we leave on holiday break instead of coming back and having to test immediately. So again, first semester end of course tests and exams, and the MAP testing window for all of our elementary and middle school grades. So we look forward to seeing how that continued progress for our students is going. Again, building on the momentum that we had carrying over from SC Ready from last year and the wonderful report card scores and ratings that we received, and we just want to continue that momentum. I've said it several times over the past month or so that you can just sense and feel that momentum moving forward, similar to like it was prior to the pandemic. We had so many great things going on in our school district then, and it just seems like we've been trying to catch up, but after this past year, there's that sense that we have, and more importantly, there's the sense that we can certainly achieve great things together, and that our students are going to be able to achieve great things. Most importantly, just helping them be as successful as they can possibly be. But I know that we're all doing everything that we can to make that happen in our schools. So that's everything I have for this In the Know, our Thanksgiving edition. As I always say, hug on your family. Tell them how much you love them and care about them. Tell them how much we appreciate them sharing you with us. And again, have a blessed, safe Thanksgiving holiday, and I will look forward to seeing you in December for the next In the Know.